It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show. Hey, we ain't got a lot of time left. If the rap game fall, bet I did this shit to death. No motivation to stretch it. Focused on ethics, try to survive in my section. Shit is depressing. Used to care about niggas. Now I give a fuck about your whereabouts. Publishing, I'm clearing house, nigga. Music on shows, I'm on Paramount, nigga. Killing every rapper breathing, and I'm bailing out quicker, single handed. Never panic, I get disbanded. Reprimanded, ass handed, then they vanish. Hip hop, nigga, I perfected every element with 4 finger rings on. Call me Captain Planet. Street shit done. These niggas scum, I don't appreciate none. Nigga thinking nigga stunt. Came from a village, bumping dealer in the slum, moving on another pillar. I'm the realest that they come. I don't need no squad. My rap clean like Pino on the beats like Ringo Starr. Blast on niggas like Beano bars, doing numbers in the bank like bingo cards. My respect level lower, next level flow us in the text. Bitch, your ex come and blow us. Old school niggas still dressed in below us in the jet, watching Plex while I flex on them niggas that's below us. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there this evening. In this particular video, we're going to be getting into the issue that transpired between Nicki Minaj and Dez Bryant as of last night. I would have done it last night, but I was tired. It was time, you know what I'm saying? Man, ain't got time to be watching these people 24 hours and reporting. You feel me? However, we're going to get into everything that happened. Now, interestingly enough, this situation originally had nothing to do with Nicki Minaj, and she inserted herself into it as she's been doing for months, right? So the origin of this story is centered around former NFL player Dez Bryant and the Dallas Cowboys, namely the owner, Jerry Jones, who has a lot of racist allegations and things on his jacket over the course of years. But in particular, Jerry Jones basically came out and said some things about Dez Bryant and Rock Nation. I'm going to quote all of those things in just a moment, just giving you the quick overview, right? So this whole thing came out because Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, made comments that reignited discussions about Bryant's past negotiations with Rock Nation. All right, so past negotiations as in Dez Bryant renegotiating his contract with the team. Jerry Jones suggested that he prefers to deal directly with players rather than agents, citing his experiences with Bryant and Rock Nation as reasons for this preference. He claimed that Jay-Z and Rock Nation representatives were unresponsive during negotiations, which prompted a strong response from both Bryant and Rock Nation. All right, now we're going to put a pin in that real quick, okay? Just giving you the background. Now, understand, most times when we're talking about sports, athletes have agents. Before they come into the league, they get an agent so that they can negotiate the most favorable contract. You know what I'm saying? Now, sometimes an agent can be predatory. An agent can be an asshole. Some people hire their homies as agents and things go bad. But having an agent is just like a musical artist having a manager. Or it's just like an actor who's auditioning for roles in films. They typically have agents, right? You have a buffer system of somebody to speak on your behalf and also to have the knowledge of how the industry works so that you don't get taken advantage of and accept a bad deal. Okay? So Rock Nation and Dez Bryant joined forces, I believe, in 2014. Jerry Jones says he prefers to deal directly with players. Now, sounds to me like a predatory practice. He likes to deal directly with players so that he can offer them what he's willing to give them and they can accept without having those buffer systems in place to make sure that certain benchmarks are made and kept. All right, we're going to keep going. Now, Bryant, Dez Bryant that is, took to social media to assert that it was unwise for Jerry Jones to mention his name, hinting at undisclosed issues from his time with the Cowboys. He stated, I kept quiet about a lot of unfair shit. We can have story time if that's what we are doing. This statement indicates that Bryant is prepared to share his side of the story regarding his experiences with the Cowboys and the negotiations that took place. Okay? Now, after that, Roc Nation also came out and issued a response of their own. I remember seeing it earlier in the day, and I didn't understand what the fuck was going on because I wasn't really keeping up with none of this stuff. But I seen it was strange that Roc Nation had posted like a press release, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on now? So let me read to y'all what Roc Nation had to say. Roc Nation came out and said, in 2015, at the 21 Club on a napkin, Jerry Jones, Juan Perez, OG Juan from Roc Nation, Sean Jay-Z Carter, and Stephen Jones negotiated a 5-year, $70 million deal, which included a $45 million guarantee and a $20 million signing bonus for Dez Bryant. Okay? On a napkin. They negotiating big deals on a napkin. And where they do that, I don't fucking know. But hey, I'm not in that ballpark to know how it goes. Okay? They say at the time, it was the second largest contract for a wide receiver in NFL history. The claim that Mr. Carter or Roc Nation representatives did not return a call from Jerry Jones is not only a false statement, but it's also a comical one. Okay? Roc Nation sports representative put this statement out. Okay? Now remember, this is all circulating around Jerry Jones, Dez Bryant, Roc Nation. Had nothing to do with Nicki. But of course, when you throw Roc Nation into the fold, her ears perk up, right? Her satellites went off. So as Dez Bryant was issuing his response to Jerry Jones on his Twitter, speaking to people he knows and has business dealings with, or at least former business dealings with, Nicki Minaj jumps in and she says, hey, it's Nicki Minaj. And y'all know the whole, hey, it's Nicki thing is hearkening back to the text message that she sent Punch, right? She said, hey, it's Nicki. He said, Nicki who? She said, Minaj, you know what I'm saying? And then they started talking about the feature that was supposed to happen between herself and SZA, who she now says doesn't sound good singing. Okay? But she says here, how about we play a game? Every time you do a Jerry Jones or NFL story time, I'll do a story time of my own. So she says, hey, I'm inviting you to tell your story. And as you tell your story about Jerry Jones or the NFL, I'll come out and go story for story, bar for bar with you. And let's just start airing everything out. I don't know why it would take for Dez Bryant to come tell his story when she's been leading the people on for a story that's never came for months. But that's neither here nor there, or is it? Because here and there seems to be all on the fucking table for no reason. So Dez Bryant originally comes back and he like, shit, I don't know what's going on, but he put the eyeballs, and she really likes these fucking Saw memes, so he sent one back, right? Nicki replies, all my stories will be about Roc Nation, Jay-Z, and the alleged racist Desiree Perez, Roc Nation's CEO. I hope you fully understand the rules. It's your turn, all right? So she says, you come tell your story, and I'll start letting mine out, all right? And I'm going to talk about Roc Nation, of course, who he's associated with, Jay-Z, who he's associated with, Desiree Perez, who he's associated with through the agency, right? Just giving y'all the lead up to the explosion. As Dez Bryant begins to smell the scent of where she's going, he uploads a quick little video to Nicki to say, hey, leave me out. I don't want no parts.
Look, Miss Nicki, leave me out of it. I don't want no problems. I'm a huge fan. I hope you're having a great day. Look, Miss
You know what I'm saying? He like, right, I'm not trying to go there with you. My issue is not with you, right? And whatever issue you have with Roc Nation, I didn't have shit to do with it. So please, leave me out, which I think is extremely fair, right? Y'all had a quick exchange. He saw where it was going. He said, hey, I'm good. You got it. And if everything was everything it would have ended here. But of course it isn't. So once he tried to bow out from the situation, Nicki Minaj then replies, she says, "It's Miss Petty. This just came across my desk from 2020. I guess you're one of the guinea pigs they've been using to bully people for them," as in Rock Nation. "Did you think I came over here to play tweetsies with your silly ass, sir?" See, the problem with people who are always playing is that they think everyone else is playing too. I'd mind my business if I were you. Be blessed. Now, what I don't understand is how he supposed to mind his business when that was what the fuck he was doing, and you jumped in and started and started quote tweeting his shit. He wasn't talking to you, at you, for you, none of the above. However, she then goes back in history, and apparently Dez Bryant did jump into some business regarding Nicki Minaj back in 2020. Okay, so this is an old article that says Dez Bryant gets blasted by Nicki Minaj by Nicki Minaj fans for jumping in beef with blank. Now, I didn't know what the fuck this was, so I ended up having to go find it. And turns out this is centered around Meek Mill. Okay? Now, some of the stuff linked in here has been taken down, but they say Dez Bryant likely did not know the power of Nicki Minaj fans and how much they love their favorite artists, but he got a rude awakening today. On Wednesday, Nicki Minaj's feud with ex-boyfriend Meek Mill spilled over to social media with an ugly war of words that saw Nicki accuse Meek of beating women in the past, and Meek accused Nicki of defending her brother and amid child blank accusations. "You beat your own sister and taped it," Minaj tweeted, okay? So I'm sure most people were familiar with this interaction between Nicki and Meek Mill back then. She says, you put your hands on your sister and recorded it. She said, "Spit on her and taped it. Kicked me in front of your mother and sent her to the hospital. Sucking Drake dick made you feel tough again. Move on. Nigga been tweeting about my man for a year now. Talking about he went to my page to see him, but he was blocked. My nigga, move on. I know your bitch embarrassed. Shitted yourself in that store when you got presto." And of course, Kenneth Petty, Nicki Minaj, they did come across Meek Mill. I believe it was in a jewelry store, and it was about to get active. They was finna goddamn bust them goddamn cases open. Watches, bracelets, necklaces, charms. The whole Lucky Charms box was finna get busted open, okay? Now, they say Meek jumped on Twitter to fire back, stating she defended her brother, who was recently convicted of blanking a 11-year-old girl, for which he was sentenced to 25 years to life in prison. "The only way you could try to kill my career is to say I beat women," he responded. "Talk about your brother convicted of blank, and you been knew and paid for his lawyer. Your little brother touched that little girl too. I know you want me to crash with your boyfriend, and I won't." Okay, so both of them were hurling very harmful allegations at each other. Okay, she said you put your hands on your little sister, you kicked me, and you sent her to the hospital in front of your mama. Okay, he says, talk about your little bro and the pedophilia that he's involved with, since you out here paying for his lawyer and trying to keep everything hush hush. Two wrongs don't make a right, I tell you that. But here we are. Everybody got some dirt on their hands, don't they? So they say Dez Bryant would soon reply to a since deleted tweet of Meek and throwing his support towards him while taking a shot at Minaj. He said, "You already won," I guess talking to Nicki. "You already," or to Meek, "You already won. It's painful for her to see you upgrade and win. She really want to tell you, I love you." Now, I'm be honest, Dez. What the fuck did you get involved with this for? I don't know what type of relationship you had with Meek Mill. Maybe y'all was homies or something. But that really was unnecessary. And I understand to say you already won is painful, but why would you do that? Especially publicly. That sounds like more of a private conversation you have with your homie. You know, send a word of encouragement if you got to. Maybe ask about what the fuck she talking about. See if there's any truth to it. But to do this publicly was definitely done in poor taste. And I'm not in the business of saving motherfuckers at this point from themselves. Okay? So everybody in this situation got dirt on their hands, right? So from here, Nicki Minaj fans jumped on his head 5 years ago. This person says, Dez Bryant, you're a clown just like him. You want to paint Onika to be the bad guy all the time. If he's so much upgraded, why was he so focused on her husband though? Meek Mill threw shots first, but you ain't say shit about that. To which he replied, I do not care really. I commented and kept it moving. I'm not holding a convo about this. So now he tried to tiptoe his way up off the marble floors when he had already introduced himself in the middle of the club. I ain't got nothing for you. So then it began an onslaught back then. Okay? Then they began to uncover Dez Bryant's own issues, family issues, allegedly putting hands on his mother, which resurfaces in the conversation between him and Nicki. We'll catch up on that. So once again, once the coals got a little hot, Nicki Minaj brought some fire. He says, go enjoy your day. He said, hey man, I'm not here for this shit today. All right? Go enjoy yours. I'll enjoy mine. Let bygones be bygones. I don't know you. I don't owe you a motherfucking thing. Okay? He tried. So although Nicki tried to invite him to the sewer, he decided not to go. And she said, well, I'm still going. So she says, go beat your mom. I don't know why anybody would say that. Like, even if he did perhaps put hands on his mother once upon a time, to say go beat your mom again, that shows no regard for his mama. But, you know, some people don't respect moms anyway. She says, go beat your mom. And then asked Desiree Perez and Jay-Z why they've allegedly been the vile blanks they've been to so many black people while lining their own pockets and weaponizing racism in order to keep black people blinded from their truth. Okay, so here we are with the proverbial high horse once again. She's trying to weaponize the black people angle when she was literally online chastising black people for their connection to Jay-Z just weeks ago. But now she's using black people as a crutch for this conversation. She says, why wasn't Desiree Perez pardoned by what the fuck does this have to do with Dez Bryant? Why wasn't Desiree Perez pardoned by President Trump publicized to the black community and hip hop culture the way Lil Wayne's was? Well, I'll go ahead and answer that question. Because Desiree Perez is not a huge celebrity like Lil Wayne. Desiree Perez doesn't have a Carter 1, 2, 3, nor 4 under her belt. So clearly people were not interested in what the fuck she had going on like a Lil Wayne, the same man that gave us hits like A Milli, 6'7", fucking so many. The block is fucking hot. Shit, take your pick. Did she repay the president for that monumental blessing? Or did she betray him the way Jay-Z allegedly betrayed the Democratic Party? Where did Jay-Z betray the Democratic Party? And countless others that he's had business dealings with in the past. Jay-Z endorsed Obama. I don't recall Jay-Z coming out and endorsing the Democratic Party. He specifically linked with Obama. Beyonce gave her blessing to Kamala Harris. I would think that was a family decision. But we shall continue. She says, on second thought, don't beat your mom. I'm sure she loved you once. This tweet is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only. Anyway, Barb's next, okay? So she shows the screenshot here of the story. Dallas Cowboys receiver Dez Bryant was arrested Monday after allegedly assaulting his mother, Angela, on Saturday, according to DeSoto, Texas Police Captain Ron Smith. According to the incident report, Bryant became angry when his mother asked him to leave her home during an argument Saturday afternoon. Okay, so this is the story. And Nicki Minaj is now bringing this out. Back out, I should say, because this is old. But hey, you put your hands on your mama, I can't help you. And you're going to have to sit in the fire. Again, I'm not in the business of saving motherfuckers from themselves at this point. Nicki then comes back posting this office gif from one of her fans that sent a video to her saying, grabbing your mother by her hair and you saying Nicki Minaj is the one with personal issues. Be fucking for real. So this video is from TMZ. This is of his mother, I believe, speaking with the police after the actual incident took place. Again, everybody involved is thigh deep, maybe waist deep, hell, maybe torso, neck, chin, everything deep in the fuck shit. Okay, nobody here is in the clear. So this is his mother.
Said Dez, don't do that. And then what took place?
He grabs me.
Is this the first or second time?
It's the first time.
Okay. Because the first you said he grabbed you by the shirt.
When I asked him, when I was telling him, Dez, don't do it, because he was trying to fight my brother.
Okay. Just a minute. Okay, what's your brother's name?
Sean.
Spell it.
Sean
Spell it.
SHAUN.
Okay.
HATTON.
Okay. And he's how old?
He's 26.
Okay. Okay, you said he was trying to fight your brother. You said, Dez, don't do that, or don't do it.
Yeah. And he was telling me to get out of the way, and then I said, Dez, what you doing is wrong. This is what everybody's been talking about. Just outside stuff is gonna get you in trouble. He goes out. I don't care. And he grabs my shirt, and I pull away from him. He grabs it again, and he tears my shirt. And then he started threatening me, talking about he gonna knock me out. And I was telling him to leave. Cause the very first time I told him to leave, when I seen he was getting out of trouble, I said leave. I kept telling him to leave. I said, I don't want to call the police on you. Leave. He said he don't care. And he just started, you can look at my house, he done slung stuff, just, and then I walked over here to get away from him and to tell Dez that we're going to have some type of meeting so they can do something about it and do something with it.
So now the first deal took place at your house. Okay, did he leave first or did you leave?
I left first.
And you left him in your house?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Okay, so then you came down here to talk to David. Okay, and now talk me through that.
Okay, so I came in and I was talking to David and I said, we're going to call the Cowboys. We're going to have meetings. They're going to have to do something about it. Then he walks in and I'm telling them, if you don't quit tripping, I'm going to call the police. She was a witness too. Linda, she was a witness too, but she came over her because she was trying to push me back, and that's when he pulled my hair and went to grabbing me again.
All right. So that is Dez Bryant's mother telling the police what happened. Apparently, there was some sort of verbal altercation that took place between himself and her brother, which I would presume is his uncle, although they seem to be around the same age. If the uncle was 26, Dez Bryant was, in the NFL at the time, so he was in playing position. Don't know his exact age. We're not going to go through that right now. But they were having an issue in the house, in his mother's house. His mother was intervening. And instead of calming down and allowing himself to come to his senses and, notice, hey, that's mama right there. You know what I mean? Calm that shit down. Simmer down. If it's really a problem, y'all may have to handle this on another day at another time at another location. But don't do it in your mama's house. But for him, he was still yiked up, I guess. He grabbing his mama, trying to get her out the way. And I guess it got to a point where he actually started being like, you know what? I'm going to do something to you if you don't leave me the fuck alone, which I cannot excuse. I don't give a fuck how long ago this shit happened. I don't know where they stand today. I don't know if he cool with his mama now. Whatever it is, that was some fuck shit. You deserve for this shit to be brought back up. I ain't gonna lie. Okay? When two trash people decide to start slinging mud at each other, everybody get dirty. But when the dirt gets revealed, I cannot cover it up for nobody. I can't say, oh, because Nicki Minaj is somebody who I don't fuck with, I'm going to take Dez Bryant's side. I'm taking no sides. I'm here to report on what's going on and give my perspective on the situation. I think everybody involved is on some fuck shit. And that's where I stand. Okay? We'll continue though. So while all this is transpiring, people start giving him warnings, right? Somebody says, you scared of that? LMFAO, no way. He says, I ain't scared of shit. I don't like doing all the internet shit. I have respect for her, and I'd rather keep it that way. She got it. Okay? He puts the diamond up for the rock. Someone else says, I just turned the phone off for 24 hours, bro. This shit will be endless. You know, somebody tried to let the STS pod say, hey, man, the storm is a-coming. He says, man, I'm not bothered one bit. I don't give a fuck. She got personal issues she's dealing with. I pray she get through whatever got her fucked up in the head. Okay? So he's still trying to proceed with some level of grace, right? As she's berating him, he's not trying to feed into it, which I will commend him for, because a lot of people would have went left immediately when this thing started going. But he was trying to fend off the situation, okay? So he then goes live while he's out eating, okay? And all of this is happening before she actually brought his mother into it. So here's what he had to say. I got to fast forward some of this because he's sitting here eating, showing off his meal and shit like he just doing it big.
Going back. And I hate it. Get you, man. Let me get you. Yeah.
I'm blessed to be alive.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate it, boss.
I appreciate you, Mo. See, you was talking your little stuff on X or something like that.
Yeah, man. It's like Nicki Minaj coming at me for some Irish. I'm like, I'm minding my business, you know?
Let me keep minding it.
Yeah, I'm here eating by myself, you know? Like, leave me alone, man. You know? Whatever, she got something going on mentally. And I hate it. Appreciate it. I hate it, man. I hate that shit, Nicki. Real talk. I hate that you going through whatever it is that you're going through. All right, don't, you know, that ain't good, man. Go say a prayer to God. I'm gonna say a prayer for you, Nicki. Real talk. I'm gonna say a prayer to you. You know, being petty. I don't even know how old you are, but I know you old. Now you a legend. You shouldn't even be doing half of the shit that you're doing on the internet. You're too big of an influencer. Like, real talk, I'm not even being funny. Like, get off that shit. That shit ain't cool. That ain't cool. That ain't cool. Real talk. You know? Like I said, whatever it is you got going on, I hope it gets settled. You know? I hope you're able to smile, have a clear mind in the near future. You're gonna realize, you know, these days that you know, acting the way that you act, you can't get these motherfuckers back. You can't get them back. You can't get them back. You know? Don't rob yourself from, you know, just control what you can control, man. Like, it's just not, you know. Don't make no sense. You, like I said, you're too big for that. Too big for that. Way too big for that. Well, I'm trying to, you know, multitask. Well, I can't do two things at once. I'm trying to clear my state.
All right, so that's him. I don't know why the fuck he decided to go live while eating, but it's something about rich motherfuckers that like to fucking smack in your face or your ears while they talk. That shit ain't never been kosher with me, but we shall continue with the show, okay? And basically, he's conveying that he doesn't want no smoke with Nicki. He feels like she's too big of a star, too big of an icon, too big of an influence to be down in the dumps on Twitter all the fucking time, which I gotta say, I do agree with, although I do not agree with his actions, you know what I'm saying, of the past. I just want to be very clear about these things. I'm not taking nobody's side. I live I live in my own space. I have a family, I have friends, I have people that I love that love me. Everybody else, you get in where you fit in, and if you don't fit in, God bless. All right, we'll keep going. So then Dez Bryant catches wind of the whole go beat your mom situation that Nicki put up. And he decided at that point to come fire back. And this is where things decided, Nicki already decided she's down. So he said, okay, I didn't want to go in the sewer with you, but now I got my clown suit on, like it. All right. So he says, say bitch, which I don't agree with here neither. I didn't go to jail or touch my mama. I was defending myself. I removed her nails from my skin. Whoa. Okay. So he said mama was capping. I wasn't there. I don't know what the fuck happened. And I've never had a fight with my mama. I pray none of you have. And if you have, come close. Remove yourself. We'll continue. He says, folks know I was dealing with some corrupt shit in Dallas. I don't get how you can even be on the internet with your husband being an SO. You said we are speaking facts, weird hoe. Sheesh. So come on. Then he posts this here. Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth Petty, sentenced to 1 year house arrest. Nicki Minaj's husband has been sentenced to a year of home detention for failing to register as an SO. Kenneth Petty was required to inform authorities when he moved due to an attempted blank conviction. And I believe he served 4 years in prison for said crime. Okay? So he says, yo, you're not going to keep throwing shit at me when you laying up with this motherfucker over chill. And just as her speaking on his mama was a trigger for him, of course, him speaking on that husband of hers was quite the trigger for her. She says, I'm so happy you brought this up. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. She says, I'll give you $10 million in cash if you'd come and fight him since you beat your own mom. So here we are once again. And this seems to be the only purpose that this guy actually serves, is to be some form of enforcer for Nicki Minaj. We don't see him having any other significance in her life outside of procreating and becoming an enforcer. Everything else pretty much is on her back. She's carrying this guy. But she says, come fight my husband. He was lied on 31 years ago while both of them were 16, and there's proof. Proof, you say? What about the settlement talks? That's why they couldn't get that money they desperately needed and sued for. And as a matter of fact, the courts are actually awaiting medical expert records. So I wouldn't be so quick to jump out there with this. But anyway, she says, now, you, on the other hand, was beating your mother as an adult. Now, we're not going to, hey, man, adult, kid, teen, we're not going to smooth over SA. We're not going to smooth over attempted grape. You've been out here trying to suppress this thing for years. So if we're going to call homeboy to the front for whatever happened with his mama, we're going to have to call you and him to the front because you're out here being an apologist for these actions. Okay? She then reinserts Megan Thee Stallion. She says Bigfoot has a brand new weird case as an adult. Had nothing to do with the situation whatsoever. She now throws so-called Bigfoot back into it. Jay-Z dodging a paternity test that could prove he effed a teen as an adult. Okay? She's making reference to the Rymir Satterthwaite case. Yeah, I'm crying too, son, because this shit is crazy. She says Desiree Perez beating her daughter and calling her black son-in-law a inner with the hard R as an adult. Falsely had her own daughter institutionalized as an adult. Lied and said her child was on drugs as an adult. We still have not seen Nicki Minaj post the video of said son-in-law beating Miss Demory or Demore, however you say her name. We've never seen her post that. But there's video of that too, which I've never shown on my channel and I never will. Because I'm not invested in that situation all that much. I'm just waiting to see what the result is. This tweet is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. As a matter of fact, let me go call President Trump and ask for a pardon like Desiree Perez did. Next, I'll get into the casino stuff. Dez Bryant's booty hole, oh my God, allegedly leaks as an adult. Should I start my story times now? Well, you was talking for hours and never got to it. Furthermore, Dez Bryant on the other side of the internet, someone says to him, you did go to jail. You was charged with a family violence offense. Dez Bryant says, I really didn't go to jail. There was some real corrupt shit going on. Jerry know I've been keeping it player for all of these years. Someone else says, not you trying to justify putting hands on your mama. You remove nails, but can't remove the contradictions from your story. He says, I stand on business. I don't have to lie about shit. If I did those things, I should have been in jail. All right. And she's sitting here trying to fucking tell you that Jay-Z is the corruption and you scared as fuck to believe but want to go against Nicki. You're done, LMAO. When you find out Roc Nation, the company that repped you, is behind your smear campaign so you can make less, what? And line your pockets, you will apologize. How he gonna make less and line his pockets? What the hell you talking about? He said, I said I was out of it and she came at me. I went as far as saying I was a fan. Fuck all of that and shut the fuck up. So at this point, he's now defending himself from her, her following. We'll just say that. Someone else says, how he abusive? He was the man with the money. Sounds like Ma wasn't getting what she wanted and put her hands on him because that's her child and got restrained. But he's Dez with an angry mom, so that's how you get domestic anything. So I guess this person is trying to defend him. He says, if I ever decide to tell the story, what my mama put through since a kid, the entire world would shut the fuck up. I guess he means what his mama put him through. So he's alluding to some form of abuse from his mother, which is typically the story of a lot of abusers, but we're going to keep going because we don't know the story. Jerry Jones knew how fucked up my family was, but they decided to use it as a negotiation tactic. Ooh. I could really talk if I wanted, but I'm headed in a better direction. So he says Jerry Jones knew all of the details of his upbringing, and Jerry Jones somehow tried to use it against him in the negotiation room. He says, I'd rather not speak on it. So everybody has a fucking story. He then catches wind of the challenge, $10 million in cash if you'd come fight him. Dez Bryant says, I've been lied on my whole career, so I'm not trying to hear all that shit. I thought we were speaking facts. I don't play all that funny shit. Go get that $10 million in cash. I stomp that nigga out right in front of you, and it's rock for life, bitch. Oh my gosh. Not rock for life. That's crazy. He said, go get the $10 million in cash. Bring Kenneth Petty. And he said, I'll stomp that nigga out right in front of you. Okay? Now, she's been trying to use this man as an intimidation instrument for years. We saw what happened at the end of the VMAs a couple years ago when Kenneth Petty was out looking for Offset. He's been on intimidation tactics. You could go look into the story of Jennifer Huff and the multiple people associated with Kenneth Petty who have contacted her and her family. You can go do that research on your own. You can look into it. He says, I ain't worried about none of that. I'll stomp this nigga out and take your $10 million in cash. Go get it. Wow. Now, from that point, Nicki Minaj did not engage further on Twitter. She actually decided to jump on Station Head, which we're going to get into in a few moments. But Dez Bryant remained. Okay? So we've got a Draco Mirage here One of those people. Talking about now he's been lied on his whole career, LMAO. So why speak out against someone who is standing up for themselves for the lies someone else put out about them? And they're simply speaking up for themselves. Stop using your dick and use your brain. What does dick got to do with anything? He said nothing sexual. So he says, I'm not trying to hear all that victim shit. She came at me. I wished her well and gave her respect. He did. I was standing up for myself whenever Jerry spoke on my name. He did. That was that I showed y'all in the beginning. That was the source of all of this conversation, was him coming out speaking to Jerry Jones. None of this was on the table. He says, I never mentioned her or Rock Nation. She decided to ride that wave. Fuck all of that. I'm about to tell Cardi B on her. Please don't involve Cardi B with this shit. She got enough going on right now. Cardi B has been trying her best not to involve herself with the Nicki Minaj debacle, which I'll give her at least some credit for that. He says, Jay-Z, I hope you're having a great day, pimp. Leave Jay out of this. Jay don't want no parts of this. That's why he ain't said nothing yet. Someone else. Nicki was actually trying to defend your CTE head ass. You should be happy someone who is going through a similar situation is defending your ass. He says she wasn't defending shit. She was inserting herself. She had no reason even mentioning me. Fair enough. All right. He ended up going live on Twitch last night, playing college football 26, but he spoke on more. We're going to get to all of that shortly. He issued a statement earlier today. He says, I'm not in the sphere of people crashing out on the internet. I don't bother people. I never do. I was just posting about my son. I let the devil win that time. I apologize to the kids who follow me because I care about about setting the right example more than you know. By the way, whenever people bring up my past, I want everybody to stop and think for 5 minutes. You can make it through anything if you put your mind to it, no matter how big the battle is. No excuses. I'm not going to co-sign what he's saying here because I don't know all the details, but more power, I guess. So at this point, we now have Nicki Minaj's station head, okay? And we know she goes complete Super Saiyan mode on station head. I could have swore she was leaving station head. I thought Rock Nation had you bugged. But I guess she got the exterminator. So we'll go ahead and play some of this audio. When it gets a little too out of hand, out of whack, we'll stop. Okay? This is an 11-minute clip. I don't think we're gonna make it all 11. Okay?
Motherfucker.
What?
About to start a motherfucking petition. Barbs against mama beaters. Mamma beaters.
Barbs against mama beaters. What about the barbs against sexual assault?
Somebody, yo. The fuck? Allegedly. This man is so angry at his dad, pappy, grandpappy, mama, and sister. Well,
People really being
nigga,
entertained by this.
how you fucking mad at your grandpappy, your pappy, your mama, and your sister, bitch? You fighting 4 motherfucking people, nigga, for you being a fucking coon like you is.
Wow.
When you write a motherfucking letter, you gotta address all 4 of them motherfuckers. Dear dad / granddad, mammy / sis. Enough for you, CTE. You already are a cursed man. You definitely know that, right? CTE. Oh, you are a cursed man. You are a cursed man. You are a cursed man, and you know that, and you know why. Now we're not gonna go back on that now, okay? Because I'm sure that keeps you up at night. Now, see, but God gives you the peace that surpasses understanding. So that's why when you have a good heart, you can sleep like a baby. Now, this is incest And but what the fuck?
What?
I want y'all to peep. People will get on the internet and try to bully one person about one thing. And then when you ask them to open their own closets outside of the dildos,
Where did he bully her? I don't even fuck with Dez Bryant. Where was the bullying? Even the shit he said to Meek Mill, encouraging him when he said, you already won, blase blah. She really want to tell you she love you. I don't co-sign that statement, but that's not bullying. Bullying is not a one-time statement. Bullying is a series of actions, a series of events where a person is literally pouncing on you as the weaker individual or perceived weaker individual. That man made one statement 5 years ago. 5 years later, he's going through his own situation, which had nothing to do with you. You decided to insert yourself in it, which, hey, he inserted himself in y'all situation 5 years ago. Maybe you say, I'm going to return the favor. All right. I'll give you half an ounce on that one. Okay. Eye for an eye. Time goes by. We in this together, son. Your beef is mine. So long as the sun shines to light up the sky, we in this together, son. Your beef is mine. Maybe it was like that. You feel me? But but where was the bullying? You basically bullied this nigga into an argument that he wasn't trying to have with your ass, and I don't even fuck with him. Fuck him. But you bullied him into an engagement that you was looking for. I'm gonna continue.
that will come out with them will be a whole heap of dirty laundry. Could you imagine speaking about a young black boy being railroaded 31 years ago? 31 years ago? And not thinking that the entire motherfucking internet was about to pull up you beating your mom? Allegedly, like she's literally saying, I'm not letting this happen again. Like, nigga, how many times did you beat her?
So she's still out here saying that Mr. Mr. Petty was railroaded. Now there's transcripts out there where it shows he very clearly understood his charges and accepted his charges. I may have to pull that up, not for an aha moment or anything like that, but just for verification because I know people watch this channel. I know people that love Nicki Minaj watch this channel, and because y'all love her, y'all side with him. But I think that's generally uninformed. I think you should like Nicki Minaj, but when it comes to, I don't even know. If you like Nicki Minaj, I ain't saying you should or shouldn't, right? But if you fuck with Nicki Minaj, I think there should be a line about the husband. And when she starts going in about the husband, y'all should be quiet and let her do her shit. Don't hype her up. Don't get behind that shit. Just let it, because the more y'all feed into it, the more she feels energized. And it's crazy. But anyway,
Like, what the fuck do she mean again, nigga? Again implies more than once, bitch, nigga. Let me call her his mama. Get the mammy and the sister on. Get the mammy and sister on the motherfucking phone.
but this is the woman who's claiming she's going to sue people for talking about her as she gets on station head berating another person.
Okay, okay. I'm starting to see a lot of you who have problem with certain men, handsome men, men that have like, muscular bodies and stuff. I'm starting to see some things, but I'm gonna tell y'all that when I tell y'all the other major stuff. But what's always interesting is that child, what's interesting is the projection. It's starting to look like some of you men who didn't have a father in the home want other people to not have a father in their home. It's
What?
starting to look like some of you men whose daddy and granddaddy is the same man,
What?
has been projecting his anger in relations to women being abused all over.
Okay, I don't know Dez Bryant's family history. She's implying that his daddy and granddaddy is the same person, implying that his grandfather had an incestuous relationship with his mama. Because I know she said incest at the top. Is that what I'm hearing? Again, I don't know this nigga background. Fuck that nigga. But is that what I'm hearing?
The internet, because psychologically, he's defending his father. If a man can say, after finding out his mama slash sister was raped by his daddy slash granddad,
Mama
that he
slash sister.
forgives both of them, what do you mean both of them? What did she do? So is that why you've been beating her? Because you are taking out what he did on your mother, who was
Hold the fuck. Damn, now do I gotta look into this nigga ancestry? I was not expecting to be on this fucking subject for an hour, but okay. So they say here on this website, Dez Bryant's mother is named Angela, who was an underage teen when he was born in November 1988. Okay? Just a few months before me. In a 2024 conversation on the Pivot podcast, the former wide receiver revealed that his mother was only 13 at the time, okay? So she conceived him at the age of 13. She was a young teen mother. Angela Bryant shared Dez with MacArthur Hatton, who was her mother's boyfriend. Oh my God. Okay? So, wow. Wow. And the fact that this stuff happens so much in homes is despicable. Okay? According to the American Football Players 2015 Rolling Stone interview, Hatton, who was in his 40s at the time, was the boyfriend of Angela's mother, Virginia. So this man was in his 40s. He was dating her mother and was inappropriately in an inappropriate PDF relationship with Dez's mother, who was only 13. This is all fucking disgusting. The outlet mentions Angela was the oldest of 8 children by 6 fathers, was impregnated at 14 by her mother's boyfriend, MacArthur Hatton, who'd also sired 2 of Angela's siblings. Her mom, Virginia, left the house several months later to smoke crack. Jesus. What the fuck? Angela, a minor, was in a relationship with MacArthur and he had quit high school. Rolling Stone highlighted that no one reported Dez Bryant's father for rape of his mother. So nobody reported the situation. He was a 40-plus-year-old man with a 13, 14-year-old. During the conversation, the football player reflected on the financial conditions he grew up under. Dez said, "You'd be lucky if you had a Hot Pocket for dinner. We used to eat at Salvation Army on the regular when the neighbors couldn't help us out." He also spoke about the troubled upbringing he had after being born to a teen mother, mentioning his mother's history as a drug dealer. He remarked, "The drug game wasn't going how it should go, I guess, and she would get mad and take it out on me. Hit me with a pipe and threw a car amp at me, slashed me across the back." Wow. Wow. I wasn't expecting to get all up in this mix. But, we try to be thorough on this channel, but holy fuck. According to ESPN, Angela Bryant was convicted on multiple charges of dealing crack cocaine. Dez Bryant's mother accused him of DV in 2012 but didn't press charges. We saw the body cam footage. The then Cowboy player Legal counsel Royce White claimed that there was a family disagreement, but Dez didn't commit family violence against his mother. ESPN and the NFL reported that Angela was not going to press charges against her son. Years later, Dez Bryant commented on his relationship with Angela on the Pivot podcast. He said, I love her to death, but the relationship was kind of weird. Since I was a child, I felt like I never got the mom I always wanted. I think that's something that bothers me, throughout my life a lot, but I also got it too. I also understood, all the things that my mom has been through, so that kind of made me kind of mature early too. Okay, so I don't believe that. So when she tried to say the daddy is the granddaddy, I'm guessing she's saying that because they say up here that he had sired two of Angela's siblings. That's what kind of where the fuck did this story take us, man? So he was the father of two of his mama siblings, then turned around and had a child with a child. That's fucking disgusting. He deserved to have his motherfucking neck cut off in front of the whole neighborhood, on camera, on HBO to this day. I'm sorry. So that's the background that Nicki is making light of, which I don't think is much of a laughing matter. I don't think nothing we're talking about is a laughing matter, from Dez's family history to Kenneth Petty's past. I don't think none of it is a joke.
Was a child, you dumb bitch. Just like my husband was a child, you dumb bitch, you cursed bitch.
A teenager forcing himself on another teenager is not excusable. Sorry. Doesn't matter what age you are.
Allegedly. That projection, you not being in the NFL anymore. It's probably, I don't, how many, I don't know anything about this. This man was tweeting about me 5 years ago with another woman beater, or about another woman beater. Um, so you see, these men tend to take out the problems on the women. Men like that, whose fathers failed them. Yeah, they are hurting that they did not have their dad. They have associated shame to their dads. So when they see a dad that's living in a home married with his wife, I guess maybe that's a trigger.
Oh my fucking goodness. We're not finna sit through this. I'm sorry. We're not finna do that. Let's see. I think Dez Bryant got on Twitch and responded to some of what Nicki Minaj had to say. So let me go pull up that and try to conclude this as quickly as possible, because what the fuck are we even talking about? So following Nicki on Station Head, this is Dez Bryant on Twitch. I haven't seen this, so if it goes off the rails, we'll be ending this one early as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't know nothing about me, Nikki.
So I guess he's listening to her.
Are you hearing that? Yeah, man. Yeah, Nikki. We might gotta go step in front of the court of law, man. Yeah.
So remember, she's been threatening to sue people for what? I don't know. But she's been threatening Jay-Z, Rock Nation, Desiree Perez, content creators, YouTubers, Twitter users, etc. of TDE of some sort of defamation lawsuit. So now Dez Bryant says we may have to go step into the court for this.
Yeah, Nicki Minaj. We might have to go. What'd you say? Like, but can she hear me though? Can I talk? Man, it's all good. Yeah, I'm just gonna reach out to my. I'm gonna reach out to my lawyers tomorrow. Real talk, man. Yeah. Dickie don't even know me. Dickie don't even know me. She sound crazy as fuck. All right. Okay. They said I can get on there and speak. Matter of fact, no. I don't even want to speak to her because I already know what I'm gonna do. I already know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. At the end of the day, I ain't gonna engage in it. I ain't gonna engage with it because I already know what I'm gonna do. Somebody told me I should sue her. I'm gonna see what I can do. Like, yeah, I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see what I'm gonna see what I can do. Because at the end of the day, like, I'm gonna show how much. I'm gonna show how much I ain't bothered. I'm gonna show her how much stupid she looks. She looks dumb as hell. And bad. And bad. Yeah, you don't know my life. Like, why you talking about me? Yeah, like, nigga, you don't know my life. You don't know my life to be talking about me. You don't know me to be talking about me. Hey.
I ain't gonna lie, I wish I'd have known that this was going this far. We'd have definitely had a trigger warning at the top. So, hopefully anybody that's currently tuned in, hopefully this is not too much for you. And if you had to leave or whatever, I respect it. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know it was going that far. I should have said a fucking trigger, but with Nicki and her husband involved, everything is a trigger warning. You know what I'm saying? But I do wish I would have known how far this was going. I'm just investigating as we go.
Yeah. Nicki Minaj crazy. That's all I'm gonna say. Crazy. Crazy as fuck. She done lost her motherfucking mind.
All right. So today is the tomorrow he was referring to. I don't know if he's literally called his legal team, his lawyers, to try to figure out what he can do. He wants to file a suit. I would guess that he's probably going to go for defamation. I'm not sure how that's going to go. Defamation is one of the hardest things to prove in a court of law because you're going to have a lot of information, a series of things to prove defamation. I don't know if you're going to be able to, try to throw in intentional, distress, infliction of distress, and all that type of stuff in there. I don't know. This all sounds messy as fuck. And I'm not on no side with nobody in this situation. You know what I mean? Everybody come out looking like clowns in a circus show. Okay? But prayers up for everyone, because it definitely seems like there's a lot of healing that needs to be had on all cylinders. And I'm not the arbiter of healing. I cannot help or deliver that to any of y'all. Okay? God bless though. But yeah, what initially started as Dez Bryant defending himself from a former, I won't even say former, but from Jerry Jones, who he used to play for in the NFL. Jerry Jones came out and tried to besmirch his name and his agents. He simply just retorted back to that. And from there, Nicki Minaj inserted herself. Conversation was completely rerouted and redirected. And now we have an hour video breaking down all of the twists and turns of the entire ordeal. No one truly comes out the winner in any of this. Although it may have been, entertaining to the people as of last night. And some of it is a little bit comical in the sphere of them and, the pot shots. But on the surface, we're talking about very serious, very horrendous, very heinous, very disgusting acts that have surrounded these people's lives for years. None of it is to be joked about or taken lightly. And I just want to reinforce that before I go, because again, I know how easy it is to get caught up in the drift of the spectacle of all this. But underneath the surface, it is a lot of pain, a lot of hurt, a lot of trauma, a lot of unhealed wounds on all cylinders. And it's not a good look. All right. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is the first time you're seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. I will catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be good out there. Much love and respect. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some batteries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.